Ambition is the path to success. Persistence is the vehicle you arrive in. Good morning to one and all present here for this fourth day of this International Student Development Program, Breakthrough to Excellence. I heartily request Dr. Pon Meenakshi, Associate Professor, Sri Ramakrishna Business School, to honor and welcome our chief guest, Mr. Kamal A.S., Senior HR Executive and Talent Acquisition, Saudi Archirodon Limited, Saudi Arabia.
Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to thank our principal sir and our director, Dr. Bhamini ma'am, for arranging this program. On behalf of our Sri Ramakrishna Business School, wholeheartedly welcome our chief guest, Mr. Kamal, for taking his precious time out and consenting to be the chief guest. An astute HR professional with 10 years and above experience in talent acquisition, talent management, HR management, training and development, employee engagement, employee grievance handling, and industry relations. Currently working as senior HR and recruitment officer in UAE. He has worked in various industries and in various countries. Final note, he is my student of 2010-12 batch under Anna University. Over to you, Kamal.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to everyone. Hope everyone is fine and safe. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity given to me. And I would like to give a special thank to the director and Ms. Punnu ma'am for this opportunity given to me. Today, I'm here to discuss on the topic talent acquisition. So before I start the session, I would like to give an overall picture on the human resource. Human resource is like an umbrella, and it has various domains in it. So before we start, I just wanted to give the importance of talent acquisition, and I have a presentation where I could just give an elaboration of what is talent acquisition, what is the future of the talent acquisition, what are the various challenges that we are going to face. Now, we all have been hearing about recruitment, talent acquisition, talent management, HR operations. So what is actually a difference between the recruitment and talent acquisition? Recruitment is a process of searching a specific candidate and to fill a specific position. But talent acquisition is far much different than the recruitment. I hope everyone is on with me.
Yes, sir, you can proceed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that I can just be interactive and to discuss the topic. That would be more easier for me.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I'll start with an example. I'll start with an example. Now, I'll start with an example how these for the students, how the professors in your current college have been recruited. So definitely there would be a vacancy for each and every position, and the principal or the director of the college would have been going through the various CVs, short and trying to get the right person for the right position. So that could be a very short example for a recruitment. For example, if Pon Meenakshi ma'am was recruited in this college, it would be because of the skills and the experience that the college wanted to fill this vacancy. So the vacancy is there, and then when we try to select a candidate, it is just a call the recruitment. Suppose the Sri Ramakrishna College opens a different college tomorrow. Okay, it's a project, and definitely we know that there's a lot of requirement for various skilled people. So that is an example where talent acquisition comes into picture. So with this example, I think you'll be able to relate what is recruitment and talent acquisition. Recruitment is just filling a vacancy in any way. Like it can be through through a paper ad, it can be through a referral. Any sort of advertisement is, in a nutshell, is called a recruitment. But talent acquisition is not like that. You have to you have to find out the right person for the right position from an unknown world. There are a lot of candidates, skilled candidates, but you don't know what kind of person you are going to recruit. So talent acquisition is why important is because the as an HR professional, we are the face of the company. The first, you're the face of the company in the sense, like, you're going to meet unknown people. You're going to introduce about about your company. Okay, from this company. This is our objectives and goals. So you are the face of the company. So definitely a talent acquisition you know have a lot of importance in the company, because the way you handle the recruitment, the way you treat the candidate shows the complete picture of a company. So that is why in modern world, in the modern industries, huge big corporates definitely have a very large HR department. When I say HR department, it is just covering, it's even split into talent management, talent acquisition, HR department, things like that. So that is why in this current scenario, talent acquisition is very important, because the main focus of the company is to achieve its aim. And how do a company or corporate achieve its aim? It is through the people. It is the people who's an asset of the company is can achieve its goal. So that is how the talent acquisition is very important, because you are, as an HR, is have to recruit the right person for the right position. Okay, now there are lots of requirements. There are a lot of things you need to know, and how do we go about it? So I'll start with my PPT, which try to give an overall picture of a talent acquisition. All right. Now, before we start, I would like to know what is the difference between a talent acquisition, talent management, and human resource. Now, human resource. Can everyone see my slide? Hello?
Kamal?
Could everyone see my slide?
No, we couldn't see your slide.
Yes, sir. No, it's not presenting.
1 second. Are you able to see now?
Yeah, now it's coming. I think so.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
So I'm just going to take you through the term talent acquisition. Now, what is the difference between a talent acquisition, a talent management, and a human resource? Well, obviously, you know that human resource is the main criteria. Uh, Now, the difference between a talent acquisition, talent management, and human resource, both these are different in each way. Now, human resource is like an umbrella where all the operations comes in, and talent acquisition is exactly the meaning finding the talent, and talent management involves developing a talent. Now, talent acquisition is to find the right person for a future job. It's like, talent acquisition. You're trying, there's a project coming in the a project coming. You need to recruit. You need to hire the right person, understanding the requirement, what is required, and then uh, getting the candidate to join the company is called the talent acquisition. So you're actually focusing on a future requirement of recruitment. That is talent acquisition. Now, what kind of people do we hire? We need to hire the right skilled people for this particular job. Now, so it's always like a person who's joined the company till onboarding is talent acquisition. Now, talent management comes in where once the candidate have joined the company, he is put into the onboarding, and then coaching and mentoring is given, and then recognition, and to hire and to firing is the talent management. And human resources like no, it is both the talent acquisition and talent management, and also where the policies and everything has been implemented as human resource. Now, what is talent acquisition? So if you go in detail, so you can see a recruitment is a part of the talent acquisition. See, always a talent acquisition start with the basic strategy. Now, what is hiring strategy? Hiring strategies means what are the ways that we need to hire? Is it an internal recruitment? It can be from outside. What are the strategies going to take place? All those are coming under the hiring strategy creation. Now, employer branding and recruitment marketing. Now, what is employer branding? So, suppose if you go to certain sites or big companies like Google, IBM websites and all, when you select the career option, definitely you will be amazed how these companies work, how it would be to work in such big organization. They have a work life balance, they have all the fun, there are a lot of employee engagement program. So these companies are trying to exhibit the value of the company, like how we purchase a cloth, or or an anything, depending upon the brand. You know the value of the brand. Suppose if I want to buy a mobile, I go for Samsung. So which means I know the value of the Samsung. So I know that I'll be very satisfied. Just like talent acquisition is also focused on the employee branding. So that is how when you look, that is why many of us wanted always had a wish when to work in very large corporates, because the value it gives to the employee. It's not just the pay, but the other factors that makes an employee happy working in an organization. So that is employee branding, and it is very important these days in order to attract the pool of candidates. Very large corporates does not recruit one or two people. They keep on hiring and firing. It's a continuous cyclical process. So always a talent acquisition, always a recruiter will always should have a database of the candidates as and when the requirement comes in. So talent acquisition is always about the employer branding and recruitment marketing. Now, what is recruitment marketing? How do we market? Just like how do we market a product is very similar to the how do you market a job. Okay, when if a vacancy arises in a corporate or in a company, how do we do the advertisement? We go for the paper advertisement, we go to the like various online job boards, referral programs. There are various ways we do marketing. That is, there are various way we inform the external that about the vacancies. So that is called the recruitment marketing. Now, next is candidate relationship management. Definitely, see if, when you start making, now once the students who's currently doing the MBA or the masters, once they finish their course, definitely they'll be looking for jobs. Now, once you complete your course and then you start looking for job, definitely you'll be getting different calls from various companies, from a low level company to a high corporate. So you can find the difference between how a big company deal with the candidates. For example, that building the relationship. The corporates are trying to get the skilled people from a various sources, and then trying to maintain a relationship in order to tap the workforce. So that is how the relationship management builds in, and that is very important for talent acquisition, because, as I said before, talent acquisition is always an ongoing process. So if one position of a company is closed, it does not mean that that job is going to end there. Maybe in future also, definitely the same position can come up. So definitely the recruiter should always have the candidate in hand. Because tomorrow when you get a call from your boss and say that, okay, I'm going to start with a new project, definitely I need hundred of people to work for this particular job. We need to cost, we need to budget. How do we get the candidates immediately? It is always through the relationship we have to manage with the candidates. And as I said, talent acquisition, the recruitment and is is interviewed, shortlisted, the offer letter is given. Then he is our baby. He is new to the company. We have to take care of him, and there the onboarding strategies will start, which include like the training and mentoring, understanding the policies of the organization. It all comes under the onboarding strategy. So talent acquisition, it's have various factors: hiring strategy, employee branding, candidate relationship management, recruitment, and onboarding strategy. So these, as I said earlier, the talent acquisition process. This is how a process of a talent acquisition starts. Inbound marketing. What does you are actually? There's a vacancy in your organization. You are informing your team members. So it is like a referral program where you inform your own employee that there's a vacancy for this position, so that you can recommend a friend, a family member, or anyone in your network who seems to be a good fit in the organization. And big organization definitely give a lot of importance to this inbound marketing, because they know that the current or the existing employee will be definitely referring a good employees. And definitely a referral program always comes with an price, which means a person as an employee of the organization referring an another candidate, they are eligible to get some referral amount like that. This gives a motivation to the employees also to get good people for their own company. So that is in inbound marketing. And our outbound marketing, as I said, paper ad, then advertisement through various job portals. These are outbound marketing. Then filtering. Then once you get the CVs and all, you start filtering and reviewing the CVs, and then shortlisting the candidate for the interview and selecting. Then once you select it, then you have to convert that candidate into joining the company, which is called the conversion and onboarding. Then a continuous improvement. So once the candidate joins an organization, it does not stop there. You'll have to keep on mentoring him. You'll have to give a continuous training and development in order to achieve. Now, why do you want to give a training and development to the organization? It's because the organization have a goal. So everyone, every employee in the organization should know what is the goal of the organization. It's always through improvement in training, mentor, and then make the candidates or the staff to understand this is the objective of the organization. Now, talent acquisition and operation workflow. So, this is the process of talent acquisition in a nutshell. Requisition process. See, you will know what does the requisition, then sourcing, application process, screening and interviewing, employment offers and notification. Now, how to measure the success of talent acquisition and strategies. See, there are various factors why you do a recruitment. When you interview a candidate, see, as I said before, an HR is the person who's bringing the people from outside. We are actually the face of the company, and we are giving, of course, the company will be giving them a job, but we are responsible to take the right person. You hire a right person, that is the best thing you can do for the organization. But you hire a wrong person, it is also going to be disadvantage to the company. For example, you don't. For example, in the recruitment process during the interview, you feel that this candidate is good. He have got all the experience, and everything seems very well. Okay, but when he joins and then he changes his attitude. Attitude in the sense he is, he is not able to withstand the culture of the organization. What will happen? It is going to be a destructive. He don't follow the policies. He's hesitant to do the work. So which means our job as a recruitment is gone down. You'll always have to hire the right person for the right job. Now, how do we know how, as an HR person, will know to recruit each kind of people? So I'll just give an example. I'll take an industry example, and I'll tell you. I'll try to give a scenario where how you do a recruitment for each industry. So let us take an for example, different industries. Okay, let us take some manufacturing company. Okay, let us take some manufacturing company as an example, a service industry and an educational institute, and how we can know how an HR can do a recruitment. Okay, so let us take the example for manufacturing company. Okay, of a manufacturing, let us say an industry of okay, lift and elevators. You know what is lift and elevators, right? Okay. A lift and elevator is a company, is an industry where where the tons and tons of business, take place. And the volumes of business is very high, and always an industry which is into manufacturing will always require technical people, technical people in the service industry, technical people in the know-how, in the manufacturing. So no, people like us who have just completed a degree or an MBA, how do we know to get the technical aspects of the company? So that is why, as an HR, the first and foremost requirement is to understand the company, understand the functioning of the company, understand what is it all about, how many departments are there, how each department works. You should know your company. For example, when for example, if I take a lift and elevators, okay, industry, a lift and elevators industry will have different kind of department, starting from testing, because I have been working in this company, Johnson Lift and Elevators. When I joined, I was actually new to this company, and I have no technical background. So when I joined, then it was very difficult for me to start initially to understand the nature of job. It took some time, but after understanding the requirement, after understanding what is the company all about, the technical aspects, my recruitment was fantastic. Even as an HR, we all try to focus on recruiting the right person, but there are cases also you find everything is okay, but later on find the recruitment also gone wrong. So it is all part of the game. So, but always focus, try to recruit the right person. So when I joined here, I found out the technical aspect is very important for me. If I don't know the technical aspect, what I mean by technical aspect is like, if you're in a manufacturing industry, you'll have a department like testing department, service department, and then other departments. So you should know how these departments work, what kind of people do they want. Hmm? What qualification does this department usually require? There could be, for example, when I was given the job of I have to recruit hundred of uh, interns for this company, in the testing department. Okay, and I've got few information that they should have a qualification of ITI completion diploma in the electrical field. So this is the only information I have. So then I have to do it was a mass recruitment. So how do we do a mass recruitment? We can do through campus interview, and other various sources also. So understanding the department, understanding the organization is very important in terms of technically, what is the exact requirement, what does the company require. Okay, uh, so we should know what is the requirement of the job. Then only we'll be able to recruit the right person. So understanding the knowledge of the organization uh, is very, very important. Your recruitment differs from each department to each department. Okay? The strategies work for recruitment will also change. If you want to recruit for a finance department, the recruitment strategies are different. If you're recruiting for a technical department, it is different. If for and also if you're recruiting for an industrial, sorry, for an educational industry, the recruitment style strategies also is different. So always, as I said, always you have to keep the strategies within you to to do the best recruitment. Now, how to measure the success of the talent acquisition strategies? One is quality of the hire, quality of the candidates, program satisfaction, time to hire, new hire retention rate, new hire failure rate, new hire retention rate, and performance rating contributor or the extraordinary contributor. So these are the acquisition strategies. Now, what are the best four practices for talent acquisition? Looking for potential, not just performance. Prioritize internal mobility. Rethink who falls under talent acquisition and advertise strategically. So these are the four practices, four best practices for talent acquisition. Look for potential, not for performance. So you should always try to find a candidate who have the extra skill, extra what to say, words, to do the extra mile. That is what look for potential, not for performance. Okay. Now there will be definitely a lot of candidates whom you meet where okay this particular person will do this job only but he will not do any additional work that is given. So our duty is always to see okay how far he can handle the workload, how far we can give him a job, whether he will accept or uh, reject the job. It's always important to understand the kind of attitude of the person at the time of recruitment. Then prioritize internal mobility. As I said in earlier, prioritize internal mobility. Also, you will have definitely good references from your own company. So you have to prioritize accordingly. Now, rethink who falls under talent acquisition. So you have to see now once you shortlist a candidate for a position, you will have lots of many candidates, and from these candidates, how do you fix the right person? Is very important. Then advertise strategically. See nowadays there are a lot of ways of doing giving a job advertisement. Earlier, earlier it was a newspaper ad, then posting, putting posters, stuff like that. But gone are those days. Now you will be able to do recruitment by using just a phone. You have a phone, and then the recruitment just happens right there. So that is the kind of change that has been taking place these days. So then advertise accordingly. There are a lot of job portals. You have social media is one area where you get, lots of candidates. See now talent acquisition, that from recruitment to talent acquisition, it has changed in many ways. Because now for a very large organization you should definitely have, you should always be ready with data in the sense like with CVs of lots of candidates. Now as a recruiter, you cannot keep, you should have a proper data, a proper system. When someone, okay, when my boss says, okay, Kamal, I need to recruit 10 people tomorrow. Now, how do I get 10 people immediately? It's always I should have a backup of all this data ready with me. So I should always be maintaining relationship with the candidates, and try to follow with them and understand, okay, if they're available or, they are working elsewhere. So these are very important as a talent acquisition. No, there are very means. If the recruitment is not just working, within the work hours. And maybe after the work hours, you get information from the boss. I need these people. So how do we go about it? If we have a proper software, If we have a good data networking, definitely we will be able to recruit candidates any time of the day. Now, from the newspaper ad, it has gone to the mobile app, social networking from the cloud. All social media. So all these are the ways where the talent acquisition has reshaped from the recruitment, from the previous old type of recruitment to the newly talent, newly era of recruitment. So these are the various change. Now in this pandemic, definitely, a lot of changes are happening. Our recruitment changes, it's always now we cannot, it's always doing the interview in the Zoom and understanding the candidates are fixed. You're not facing, you're not meeting them directly. So there are a lot of changes in the recruitment in this pandemic uh, situation also. So that is why we have to. That is why we have to be always be updated with the latest technology. As an HR, updating your information in the HR field is very very important. So so that is very important. So these are the challenges of recruitment, increasing business price. Yes, definitely. As and when the business expands, business expand, and then there's a lot of pressure from the organization to recruit the candidate, right candidate. So for us, it will be very more pressure to close the position within the deadline, because you don't have, because there is always a deadline for each and every work. So if for a recruitment, if I have to close 10 position tomorrow, that is a deadline. So within this pressure, definitely have to get the candidates and the right candidates. Economy. So while recruitment, we have to see the budget of the company. That's a constraint. The new technology. Do we know the new technology to recruit the candidates? That is one challenge. And transparent, how transparent we are in giving information to the candidates. So these are the challenges that we as a recruiter always face in this scenario. Then always set your goal. As an HR, your goal should always be hire, train, motivate, and retain. So these are the a few tips I can give. Always keep yourself motivated. Always feel that you are ready to face the challenges. Once you learn the basic principle how to face challenges, there's nothing stopping you. So thank you, and I hope I could give a small in a small briefing about the talent acquisition. As I said, it's very vast, the topic is very vast, and you have to keep your updated, self updated by understanding the various domains of what is happening in the talent acquisition. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sir, may I ask one question, sir?
please.
Yes. Actually, the talent is a natural thing. See, it is on DNA. I think so. Skill is only a nurturing. Nurturing.
See,
We can develop the skills on the talented peoples in a usable way for our employment. So
correct.
in this state, as per the Jim Collin concept, if we want to transform our organization from good to great, we need a
Hmm,
talented employees.
definitely.
But most of
See,
the time, the recruiters are recruiting at the time of recruitment process. They are testing the skill of the candidate, how they can
hmm,
able to identify the talent of the candidate. Could you
okay.
explain, sir?
Yeah. Definitely. So, for example, if I take some examples of very big companies like IBM or Google or any other large organization like Tata, they have various kinds of interview recruitment procedures. Okay, definitely. When I say an interview will just take 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes to discuss the candidate whether the particular knowledge is there or not. But these companies, they have a recruitment in, of in various stages. Okay, for example, they have a face-to-face interview, they have a technical round of interview, they have a psychometric interview, to aptitude test and attitude test, uh, to understand how a candidate always uh, act in an environment or a situation. So that is on. When you have these various kinds of interview technique, it becomes that we can understand. A candidate should understand. Okay, this organization is having a talent acquisition team. They have a talent management team, and always, So once we go through these uh, rounds of interview, by the time definitely the corporate or the company or the recruiter will definitely know. Okay, he is coming in our requirement. Okay, it is not only his skill, it is apart from that his attitude towards life, attitude, how well he will mix with the organization. Is the goals and objective of the organization is able to adapt for the candidate also. And it's not an easy job, to make a change management. Will always have a maintained relationship with the candidate. For example, if I'm working in an IT company, my first as a recruiter from the talent acquisition will be contacting, emailing the staff, emailing the candidate. Okay, this is the opening I have. These are the various the opportunity that we will be able to call. Then once we see the CV and we feel interested, we will make a call. Make him comfortable, try to understand his skill. It will be a telephonic interview. Then we invite him for a face-to-face meeting, make him more friendlier, comfortable, and try to understand about the candidate. Okay, once we understand, okay, this person is almost fixing to the requirement of the job. Then I try to highlight about the organization values. What is this company all about? How we are benefited? What is your career growth in this organization? What are the merits if you have, if you're working with us? So all this employee. Now this is, I'm actually branding my company to the candidates. And then once I feel all this information, I feel that okay, is happy with it, then I move forward, and for the technical round of interview, the next round of interview. So that is how, as a recruiter, you're able to uh, brand yourself, brand the company. And
Yes.
we do in various ways. For example, if I want to hire for tomorrow, if I want to hire 20 professors, how do I do it? And my boss, my principal is, okay, you need to get it done tomorrow. How do I do it? So obviously, definitely, I'll have a backend. Okay, I've been always been in social media where you can easily get a huge number of potential candidates through Facebook, for LinkedIn. And then there are very mobile app, or from all those kind of platforms. I'll be able to brand my company, and I try to get the good candidates for the organization.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for your beautiful explanation. Because as a branded employer, if they wanted to recruit the branded, talented people, definitely
Yes.
the organization have to maintain their own brand. Then only
Definitely, definitely. There should be a very good policies for the
yes,
organization. There should be very lay down policies for those who come for interview. For example, some companies, when we go for interview, they'll say, okay, they'll tell to the candidate, okay, you can come down for the interview, and then we will give you we shall meet the expenses of the traveling expenses, food expenses. So these are the various ways, where the in the to attract the candidates also.
yes, sir, yes. The overall environment of the organization should be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your
Thank
wonderful
you.
explanation. Thank you.
Participants can put forth their questions and doubts. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Shweta from First MBA, and I do have a question, sir.
Sure, please ask.
When applying for virtual internships, sir, they are forwarding me with some test details of test where it shows like I have to take up the test after paying a certain 1,000 or 500 rupees. So how to check when a company provides some recruitment or this like offers? How to check whether it's from a reliable source, sir?
Okay, that's a good question. See, always at internship, maybe good company do not charge anything. First of all, you should understand the good company don't want a small amount from any candidates. Okay, now how do you check the reliability? If you see a data on some ad, where such kind of advertisements poses, you can immediately call directly to landline of the organ check. Okay, I have this information with me, and I would like to know if there's an internship going on. Are they charging? That is then that is one way you can cross check. Second, you can definitely Google. Once you type the internship of the company, if you can Google and find out, maybe there would be reviews by other candidate. Okay, these are genuine or these are fake. You can check about the company through various social media. Now all the companies will be having their own background in the Facebook or LinkedIn. So in these areas, various areas, you can cross check your document, what regarding the internship or any job uh, is genuine or not. Always, if you always is go straight forward, always you see an ad, such kind of ad, directly call to the company and check if it is genuine or not.
Sir,
Hello.
and as we are in situation, there some are telling like there will be no scope for HR because everything is becoming automated. So, is there like
See, even such questions, how it's very difficult to, how does it become automated? Even an automated machines require some human people, right? People are working on it. Definitely human resource. Without a human resource for large organization, no company can survive. But how do you get the best opportunities? Now, due to the pandemic effect, definitely there would be lots of changes in the policies of an organization. Maybe the recruitment would have gone down. More they are trying to. Maybe the companies are trying to cover up the cost. But definitely these are very short term. It is not. It is not going to exist for a long term. I mean, the job often definitely after a few months, maybe in the month of December or before, there will be a lot of openings. Now, as an HR people, I would first request you to all have a basic understanding of, you should know beyond theoretical, practical ways of knowing the importance of HR. You should always have a good people skill. You'll have to develop your people skill in terms of good communication, in terms of uh, in in terms of time management, coordination skills, trust, or training and development. There are a lot of people skill that you need to explore and improve yourself. And also, as an HR, it's always important to know the state. For example, if a fresher, what happened for one of the interviews I've gone through. I had a fresher in my organization who came for the interview. Okay, he said it's new, and I said we don't recruit any fresher. Okay, but the kind of skill that he was very well versed with the labor law. He was very well with the different kinds of updates in the human resources. So these are the qualities that you have to show to a recruiter when you go for the. Definitely, a fresher will not have any experience, but you have to stand out. You have to show that you are much better than the other candidate. So how do we show that? These are the areas where we need to show. Okay, you can, when you go for the interview, you can say, I'm well versed with the labor law. I know the state act. I know the ESI, then I know the PF act. So these are the areas when HR should know. I know the platforms how to do a recruitment. I have good networking skills. Such kind of areas as a recruiter or an HR, you need to explore and develop yourself. Definitely, when you have the skills in an interview, you will have to try to explain and try to make the recruiter convinced that you are qualified than the others. So definitely, when you have such skill, definitely a good organization will tap the right people, and definitely there will be a lot of opportunities. Without HR, no one can, it won't work in such a way. But definitely, options will be there maybe after some time.
Thank you, sir. Participants can put forth your questions and doubts in the chat box.
I think if there are no more questions, we can go to the concluding session. At this juncture, it is my duty and privilege to thank our partners who are helping us throughout the session of this 5-day international SDP, Zillion Cubes Learning Foundation, without whom this program would not have been a success. So at this juncture, I am placing my sincere thanks to Team Zillion Cubes, Mr. Rajkumar Natraj, Mr. Pati Thangavelu, and all the other members of Team Zillion Cubes. Uh, they have been very supportive to us right from the beginning onwards. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your great insights on preparing for the future of talent acquisition. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all other. Cicero. I request Professor Carolyn Rebecca, Assistant Professor, Sri Ramakrishna Business School, to deliver the closing note.
Professor Carolyn. Mhm. I think Professor Carolyn has some technical snag. So I would like to sincerely thank the guest of the day, Mr. Kamal Sajeevan, who has been very informative in today's session by sharing with us how the practices of various MNCs follow in talent acquisition, and also throwing us some insight into how talent acquisition process takes place in through his live examples. So thank you very much, sir. And I would also at this juncture place sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. B.L. Shivakumar, who has been supporting us in all our endeavors. I would also like to thank our partners, Zillion Cube Learning Foundation, for all their untiring support throughout this session, as well as throughout all our programs and this series of programs. So thank you very much to Zillion Cubes Learning Foundation.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
Yeah, and I would also like to thank the team members of Sri Ramakrishna Business School who have been very enthusiastically doing such programs for the benefit of students and the community at large. It is a great service that you are doing. I would like to place this on record for you that your service to the community will never be forgotten. And the same goes with everybody who has been part of this. So the community service is the most important, and that's what we have been doing. And that is the aim for having such programs for the student community. And we are also very happy that we have a technology partner who can take us and our thoughts to the greater levels through their supports to us. So thank you everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow for the session. That's the last day of the session. Over to you, Shweta.
I request all the participants to fill out the feedback forms, send your concern mails, and please do join on our final session on life enrichment, which is to be held tomorrow. Thank you all.